Hello, Snickerdoodles. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to shift away from dentures for a minute because I want to talk about something that I was going through that they don't talk about very often, perimenopause. I know anything with the word menopause in it sounds really terrifying, doesn't it? Especially when you're in your 30s, which is when perimenopause can actually start. Bet you didn't know that. Or if you did, rah, where did you find this information? Because I haven't really found anything. So, perimenopause, and depending on where you read online, I've seen some sites say it can last for 4 years. I have seen some sites that are like 10 to 15. Good luck with that. That's not helpful to me. This is not helpful to me. So, I did start perimenopause in my 30s. I felt like I was going absolutely insane. Night sweats, hot flashes, decreased sex drive, weight gain, bloating, hot flashes, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. Wouldn't it be great if someone actually told you that those things could happen and that it was okay if they did? Wouldn't you feel a little bit better about having a uterus? Right? So we go through school and they teach us about periods and they teach us about ovulation and yada, 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 basic biology. But they don't talk about this huge swath of time where your hormones are changing and your body is changing and you absolutely are going through all of these things and you're just sitting there trying to figure out what's happening. I'm here to tell you it's perimenopause. Hopefully it's perimenopause. I am not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I think I'd be great though. Anyway, so what happens when you're in perimenopause is your estrogen is going down, throws off your progesterone, right? So your hormones are going through this crazy stuff. You're not, technically, when we get into the technical speak, you are not ovulating as much. It is still possible to get pregnant. Perimenopause is not the time you want to go off birth control or start having unprotected sex if you don't want to have a child. I think I was in my mid-30s. I had a complete hysterectomy this past summer, uterus 2021. Yeah. Menopause is amazing. It's so great. My mom used to joke about, well, not even joke, she used to tell me that it was like having this clarity and you're just like calm. And I thought she was ridiculous. I was like, okay, Mom. No, she was true. She was honest. It's true. Like, I don't have those crazy hormonal swings. And it is just like, because I don't have those crazy hormonal swings anymore, I'm like, everything's good. I can handle it. Even when I don't handle it. So all of these things are going on. They don't get talked about. And uterus having people are suffering because nobody, I asked my doctor, I asked my GP about it, and he was like, bless him, male doctor. It was like this whole period of my life where I was having mood swings and my period was awful. And that was the one thing that I actually did want to mention. My period in my 30s just progressively got worse. Like, I had really bad periods in my teens, and it kind of went away. And then in my mid-30s, my periods got crazy painful. I mean, like in bed for 2 weeks, with pain all the time. Nobody said anything. I actually had to be referred to a OBGYN. I found a wonderful OBGYN and I just adore her. I had a uterine ablation about a year prior to my histo. and they go in and they cauterize your uterus. And the theory that it's going to stop bleeding and reduce the pain, it did not for me. But they want to kind of space everything out a little bit. Like, we're going to try this, we're going to try this, we're going to try this. Histo is the last resort, which I don't agree with terribly, but that is a whole nother video. So, had the ablation, didn't work. Hormones were still everywhere. And when you have a depression and you have anxiety, sometimes it's really hard to pinpoint what exactly is going on. And a lot of doctors will send you to a psychiatrist. They will send you for therapy. They will send you for medication, which is great. It's fine. And I am so on being proactive about that because I think it's super important to be. But they don't ever say, oh, it could be perimenopause. And it really would have been nice, because it really would have been so much nicer to know that this is something that everyone goes through, as opposed to what the heck is actually wrong with me. To be fair, there's some things wrong with me. Anyway, the fact that this can last 10 years, start in our 30s, go until we hit menopause, like, that's insane that people don't talk about this. So women, uterus having individuals, are literally going through this like new form of hellish torture that nobody tells us about. What? Why? We learn about periods in high school, we learn about sex in high school. If we're in university, we take biology, we learn a whole schwackadoodle of stuff. They don't talk about perimenopause. There are, and it's hard. I Googled, and I'm pretty good with Google. And I got like the 36 signs of perimenopause. And they are so vague. You could have hot flashes, you could have night sweats, you could have mood swings, you could have bloating, you could have a worse period, you could have intensified bleeding, mood swings, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. So why are we suffering through this without people talking about it? It doesn't make sense at all. And that makes me really angry, because everyone should have the information about their health that they need at any given point in their life, right? And they don't, and it's not talked about. So I really want to talk about this because it's important. I had a hysterectomy, uterus 2021. It's amazing. But I have friends who are suffering, right? I have friends who are going through this depression and going through the mood swings, and who have called me crying, being like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Why is anyone put in that situation when it would be so easy to talk about perimenopause? To say, you know what, ladies, this can start, snickerdoodles. It can start so young, and people just don't know. That makes me really angry. This is now my post perimenopause, full-on menopause, calm. Very angry, but this is my very angry right now. I just wanted to throw this out because we need to start conversations about it, because until we start conversations about this, it's not going to change. So talk about it. Tell your daughters about it. Talk to your mother, talk to your grandmother. Talk to someone who's been through it, because it's better to know what to expect. And for me, I always feel a lot less insecure when I know that something I'm going through is normal. Like, oh, okay, this is acceptable. Now I know. Knowing is half the battle. Anyway, if you have questions that I can help with, please leave them in comments, because I am happy to Google. I'm happy to answer something that I might know about. So I do know a lot of random things. Have a great day, Snickerdoodles. I hope you're well. Bye.